In this module, we will introduce you to the Chat50 and 150 series. You will learn the features and functions of the Chat50, Chat150, and the Chat-Attach 150. What is the Chat50? The Chat50 personal speakerphone is a portable audio peripheral that connects to a variety of devices providing hands-free audio conferencing. Features include a single microphone and a single speaker. The microphone on the Chat50, located just below the speaker, is designed to deliver an ideal pickup range of about 120 degrees as the unit faces you. However, the pickup capability of the Chat50 picks up in a 360-degree pattern quite nicely. The Chat50 also includes volume and mute controls, acoustic echo cancellation, full duplex audio, noise cancellation, USB and a line in and out audio interface, and trademark CleareOne audio processing that delivers crystal clear speech for easy, natural conversations. The Chat50 can interface to a variety of devices. The Chat50 features a 3.5mm analog audio port that contains analog line in and line out audio. The analog audio port will interface to MP3 players for audio playback, cell phones for an ad hoc small group conference, and enterprise telephones as an excellent replacement for a headset. Custom cables are available from CleareOne to interface to compatible devices. The Chat50 also features a USB port for audio over USB. The USB audio port will connect to your PC for use with VoIP soft phones such as Avaya, Cisco, and Nortel, internet telephony such as Skype, desktop video conferencing, web conferencing applications, and more. When connected to your PC for audio over USB application, the Chat50 does not require an external power connection. It's powered over USB. However, an external power supply is also available when a PC is not connected. There are several Chat50 configurations or bundles available from CleareOne. The Chat50 USB includes the Chat50 and a USB cable. The Chat50 USB Plus includes a Chat50, a USB cable, a 2.5mm to 3.5mm cell phone cable, and an external US power supply. The Chat50 USB Plus International contains the same, with the exception of an international power supply. And finally, the Chat50 Global Traveler includes everything in the USB Plus International with the addition of an MP3 audio cable and a travel case. The Chat150 expands the capabilities of the Chat50 for individual or small group use. It connects to telephones, PCs, and video conference systems for rich, full duplex audio. The features of all Chat150 models include a single integrated loudspeaker, 3 unidirectional microphones with auto gating or voice activation that adaptively tracks to the room's ambient noise, preventing false gating or activation to changes in room noise levels. First mic priority. CleareOne's first mic priority is an intelligent voice detection method to activate only one mic at a time when a single person is talking, based on the proximity of the person doing the talking. In a multi-mic system, this is critical in preventing a talker's audio, both direct and reflected, from activating multiple mics at once, which causes that hollow or tunnel sound. In this example, the talker's direct and reflected audio is loud enough to activate all 3 mics at once. In the same situation, with first mic priority, only the closest mic activates. The Chat150 also features distributed echo cancellation, full duplex audio, noise cancellation on each microphone, and volume and mute control. The Chat150 comes in 4 configurations: the Chat150 USB, the Chat-Attach 150 USB, the Chat150 VC, and the Chat150 for enterprise telephones. The Chat150 USB connects to PCs for audio over USB applications. It can be used with VoIP softphones, web collaboration applications, PC video conferencing, etc. The USB port is located directly on the Chat150. Power is provided over USB. With the Chat-Attach 150, USB conference calls are no longer limited to small tables. The Chat-Attach 150 facilitates USB conferencing for medium to large conference rooms, while maintaining all the features of the Chat150 USB. Chat-Attach consists of 2 Chat150s linked together via a provided 10-foot link cable for a total of 6 unidirectional microphones and 2 speakers for even distribution of microphones and loudspeakers. Mute and volume control are tied together, allowing for global control from either Chat150. The Chat-Attach 150 can also be separated into 2 Chat150 USBs for use in separate conference rooms when the need arises. The Chat-Attach 150 requires external power when in the attached configuration via the provided power supply. The Chat150 for enterprise phones connects to leading enterprise telephone models via the included telephone breakout box. Instead of replacing your existing handset with a conference phone, just add the Chat150 and retain all of your phone's features, such as company directory, voicemail, call transfer, etc. The Chat150 for enterprise telephone also provides line echo cancellation. Line echo, or side tone, is a characteristic of all telephones. Audio is normally routed from the mouthpiece to the earpiece so that you can hear your own voice while talking, which causes feedback on a speakerphone. The Chat's line echo canceller eliminates this problem. Connection to your phone is as simple as connecting to the Chat telephone breakout box directly to your telephone's headset port with the provided cable. If you already are using a headset and want to maintain that option, simply connect your headset to the headset port on the breakout box and use the headset button on the top of the breakout box to toggle between the Chat150 and your headset. The breakout box connects to the Chat150 via the provided 25-foot link cable. When using the enterprise telephone breakout box, the Chat150 requires external power via the provided power supply. The Chat150 for enterprise telephones can also connect to PCs via the USB port on the Chat150 for audio over USB applications. Please note, telephone breakout boxes are specific to the phone manufacturer due to differences in headset jacks. Current compatibility includes Cisco 7900 series and Avaya 2400, 4600, and 9600 series. The Chat150 VC, VC stands for video conference, connects to video conferencing systems both installed and set-top, providing enhanced audio performance to your video conference system. The Chat150 VC includes a VC breakout box that connects to the Chat150 via a provided 25-foot link cable. The VC breakout box and the provided audio cable provide an analog line input and output that connects to the video conferencing system's analog audio ports. The Chat150 VC can also be connected to the video conferencing monitor. This connection allows you to use either the speaker on your Chat150 for audio from the far side, or alternately, you could use the speakers on the TV. This option will be discussed later. When using the VC breakout box, the Chat150 requires external power via the provided power supply. The Chat150 VC can also connect to the PC via the USB port on the Chat150 for audio over USB applications. The Chat50 and 150 VC have a USB analog mix option that allows for simple ad hoc bridging between USB connection, such as a Skype call, and an analog connection, such as a video conferencing call. Another application is for program audio playback via the USB while in a video conference call and/or USB audio recording of a video conference call. As shown in this line diagram, line-in analog audio is routed to the USB out in addition to the chat speaker, and USB in audio is routed to the line out in addition to the chat speaker. This option is selectable in the chat software, which we will cover later in this presentation. The Chat50 and Chat150 VC also have a feature called Video Mode. When selected, Video Mode allows the audio from the far end of the video conference call to be connected to the TV speakers instead of the chat speaker. As shown in this line diagram, line-in audio, receive audio from the video conference system, is not routed to the chat speaker. However, it must still be connected to the line-in of the chat, so the acoustic echo canceller has a reference of the audio coming into the room. Microphone audio is not affected and is routed to the line out, which is connected to the video conference system's input. This option will require a custom cable for the Chat50. The standard audio cable provided with the Chat150 VC does support this option as shown in this graphic. This cable provides connection to both the video conferencing unit and the monitor. The video conference units receive audio. Audio from the far side is sent to both the monitor and to the Chat150 VC. Microphone audio from the Chat150 VC is routed straight to the video conference system input, which is sent to the far side. Video mode is selectable in the chat software, which we will cover later in this presentation. In an audio over USB application, such as a PC video conference, you may occasionally want the far side audio to be sent to an external amplifier and speakers for coverage of a larger area. The Chat50 and the Chat150 VC have an option to allow this functionality called external speaker mode. In this mode, as seen in the line diagram, USB receive audio, or audio from the far side, is routed to the chat's line output and not the chat speaker. Normally, the line out contains microphone audio, which has been removed in this mode, making the chat's line output part of the far side receive channel instead of a microphone transmit channel. The line out can now be connected to an external amp and speakers. Microphone audio is routed to the PC via USB to be transmitted to the far side. Please note, USB audio in and out as shown in this diagram represent audio paths only. There is only a single USB connection between the chat and the PC. External speaker mode is selectable in the chat software, which we will cover later in this presentation. The Chat50 and 150 products also come with a software application to configure your chat for the specific devices you are connecting to. The chat software application contains a database of pre-configured device settings that allows you to instantly select and apply optimal settings for supported devices. After installing the chat application, simply connect the USB cable to the chat and the PC and then launch the application. In the device setup page, select your device type, make, and model, and click the Apply to Chat button to program your chat. Devices can also be added to the My Devices list for quick access to your common or favorite devices. Changes can be applied to the chat device directly from the My Devices list. The Update Firmware screen displays the current firmware version, unit name, and checks CleareOne's website for available firmware and device database updates. You can also browse for new firmware files and update manually. The predefined device settings available in the chat application will provide good sound quality for many of the most popular devices used with the chat products. However, if the specific device you are using with the chat is not listed in the database, or if you want to customize an existing device, you can use the Advanced page to manually set levels and preferences with the option to save them to the database as a custom device. Preferences include the previously discussed video mode, external speaker mode, USB analog mix, and line echo cancellation. Audio levels on the chat include USB microphone and speaker for audio over USB connections and the line audio levels when connected to the analog audio or telephone devices. Time for a practice quiz. How do the chat conference phones differ from standard conference phones? A. Standard conference phones require a separate phone line. B. Chat interfaces to the existing enterprise phone's headset jack. C. Chat supports conferencing with PC-based soft phones and other audio over USB applications. Or D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. The chat conference phones interface to the enterprise phone's headset jack and do not require a separate phone line. It also supports PC-based phone. Which of the following is an advantage of CleareOne's first mic priority? A. Prevents a talker from activating multiple microphones at once. B. Prevents that hollow or tunnel sound in the talker's transmitted audio. C. Prevents microphones from activating to changing noise levels. D. Both A and B. Or E. A, B, and C. The correct answer is D. Both A and B are correct. First mic priority prevents multiple microphones from activating at once when a single person is speaking, which improves audio quality by preventing that hollow or tunnel sound. A Chat150 connected and configured for video mode will A. Allow the video conference far-end audio to be played out of the monitor speakers instead of the chat speaker. B. Mix USB and analog audio. C. All of the above. The correct answer is A. Video mode allows the far-end video conference audio to be routed to the monitor and removes it from the chat speaker. A customer requests a conference phone that will interface directly to a PC for a web conferencing application in a medium conference room that seats 10 to 12 people. Which chat product is the best solution? A. Chat50. B. Chat150 USB. C. Chat Attach 150 USB. The correct answer is C. The Chat Attach 150 USB. Based on the required coverage area, the Chat Attach would be the best solution to keep all participants relatively equidistant from a microphone. Thank you for your time. And as always, you can learn more about our products by visiting www.clearone.com.